I can't believe what I just saw. Barbie is a film written and directed by Greta Gerwig, and it stars Margot Robbie in the title role. And it's not just Margot Robbie who plays Barbie, there are multiple different cast members who are playing the character Barbie, and there's Ken, played by Simu Liu, as well as Ryan Gosling, and many others as well. This has to be one of the most disorganized, the most incongruous film I've ever witnessed, and it works very well. It has all these things that by right supposed to not work, but it works very well in this film, and it's just amazing. This film is really funny, and another thing about this movie is that it has a lot of mature jokes. What I mean is that there are some jokes in this film which young children are, at least I don't think young children are gonna understand that much. And there are jokes going on about V and P. If you know what I'm referring to, then good for you. If you don't, that's also good for you. And yes, there's a lot of jokes that are not meant for young children, but it's a PG-13 film, and there were multiple young children in my theater, which really surprised me. But maybe because they couldn't get their children to watch Oppenheimer since it's M18, so they brought them to Barbie, which not a bad idea, but there are a lot of things here which I am surprised at, because I don't think young children are going to understand certain things said here. Now, how's the movie? It's funny. The jokes really work, they land. The audience in my theater were bursting with laughter at certain scenes, especially at the back rows. Me and my boys went to watch this movie, and we really thoroughly enjoyed the experience. I think it's a great film. It is also trying to send a message about feminism, the role of females in society, and also how females are treated in society. It also talks about male dominance as well as what it means to be human. I think that's the theme and question that has that piqued my interest the most in this film. What it means to be a person, a human. And the jokes in this film really land as well. From what I saw in the trailer, it looked just like a normal comedy with Barbie going to the outside world and things like that. But there's a lot of emotional scenes in this movie as well. At the core of it, it's about the role of females in society. Until about 2/3 into the film, it felt like the message was it's being a part of the story and things. But at the third act of the film, I would say it felt like they were shoving it down a bit too much. I wish they lightened it up a bit. And also, usually feminist films, they tend to not give a crap about their male characters, and yeah. But in this film, I would say that Ken might just be the star of this film. Ken, played by Ryan Gosling, not the other Kens, but Ryan Gosling Ken. I think he might be the star of the film, honestly, in my opinion. And then again, this film concentrates more on sending a message over the overarching story, because in the third act of the film, there isn't much of a story going on. Throughout the entire third act, I'm asking myself, what the hell is going on? Even one of my friends who came with me, he was also saying the same thing. What the hell is going on in this movie? What the hell is going on? It is so disorganized, and yet we love it, because it just adds to the comedy of the film. And the emotional scenes, I would say for the most part, they really work. And there's a lot of political stuff being said in the film, which honestly I didn't care much about, but I can see a couple of people really being bothered by them. So if you like your film to not have anything political, then I wouldn't recommend this film to you, because there's a lot of political stuff in this film. But if you are some guy who just doesn't care about this kind of stuff being said, then go give this film a try. I think it's a great time at the theaters. And okay, look, I know it's PG-13, so young children are allowed. And there were young children laughing as well in the film because of certain scenes that happened which are quite funny. But I don't know if I would recommend it to young children. I really don't know. There was this one scene in the movie where Margot Robbie says, "I don't have a V," which I hope you understand what I mean. And if you don't, then it's still a good thing. So, and she also says, Ryan Gosling does not have a P. Yep. When that scene came on, I was like, how should I feel about this scene? So there's a couple of profanity here and then in the film, and there's a lot of words with like the B word being said here, which I'm like, yeah, I don't know if kids should watch this movie at this point. This film really surprised me. I thought it was just going to be a light-hearted comedy, family comedy film, and ended up is this more matured comedy film, as well as themes like what it means to be a human and the role of females in society today. I think all the cast members did a wonderful job. Okay, so it borrows some things from the Lego movie as well. Remember how the ending of the Lego movie was? Where in real life, the characters are playing with the Lego toys and they're also damaging the toys. And you go into the Lego world and you're seeing that certain things are being damaged by real life. Same thing here. There's this one Barbie, specifically people call it the weird Barbie. There's a lot of different Barbies. And the common thing that both films had was that they both had Will Ferrell. And Will Ferrell was completely unnecessary in this film. I'm not kidding. I don't know why on earth he's on this film. Yes, even if I take out Will Ferrell, I think the film will go in the same way because he literally did nothing to push the story forward, from what I remember. Or maybe he did very little. And I think Ryan Gosling is the main star of the film. Like he's just so funny to watch. I mean, he's not only funny. There's a lot of funny things in this film. Even with Margot Robbie, I think she's very funny as well. She packs in a lot of jokes into this film. But I think the main star is Ryan Gosling with all the Kens, especially in the third act of the film. And yes, the comedy works throughout the film. I think the comedy was great in this film. It's a bit too mature for young children, so beware of bringing young children into this movie. But again, a fun time in the theaters, a really funny movie. I just wish they would have lightened up on the message they were sending in the film. Like, because it felt too much of shoving it down your throat. And I feel like they could have lightened it down just a tiny bit. Other than that, I had a good time in the theaters. I'm going to give this film a 7.5 out of 10. This film was a big surprise to me with the themes he was handling, with what he was talking about. Tomorrow I'm going to watch Oppenheimer with my friends. I'm going to also do a video on comparing Oppenheimer and Barbie to see which movie really was the supreme one. I'm going to watch Oppenheimer in IMAX. And then I also want to make a separate video on something I really regretted today when watching Barbie. Look, I booked online on Wednesday. And it just so happened that I booked on the wrong day. So 10 minutes before the film starts, we went to the theater to get my ticket. And ended up I booked on the wrong day, so I couldn't get a refund. And I had to pay for a new set of tickets. Which sucks. And that was the stupidest mistake I've ever made in my life. But we were so desperate to watch Barbie. We really wanted to watch Barbie, me and my boys, my friends. Because Barbie is really getting a lot of hype. And yes, it is incredible. So definitely go watch this film. And yeah, thanks for watching this review. If you like the video, click the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching. You guys are always the best.